Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. I am back with what may be my final layout and process video for my Killikit Christmas Past. And there are actually 3 layouts in this pile that I want to get done. And they're just going to be some simple layouts, no sketches, just paper layers, some embellishments and stickers, and documenting my the last few layouts that I have of our annual cookie day. And then I have these other baking stickers that I would like to use as much as I can. I'm okay with the pink if it looks right once I get the layout created. And some more of these. And then I have these cookie things from Recollections. So I may pull some more things out of my stash. I will most likely pull some Tim Holtz phrases out. I'm going to mat most of them on this dark brown color box paper. I pulled this lighter shade of brown, excuse me, for a mat for the pictures. I have 4 different sheets of this Adornit paper, and this is what I want to use for these layouts other than the base page or the background, if at all possible. That's what these 4 pages of what I like to use, and this is only a partial, so I got these from a marketplace purchase, so I have no idea how old they are. So it's Adornit paper, and that's all. Cozy sweater, it says. So I plan on using these 4 sheets completely, and then I also have these 3 sticker sheets that I want to use, and I'm going to use the green alphas because this red is not exactly or as close to the red in this as well. So I want to use a lot of these green. I'll probably use this green sticker, maybe this one with the pink in it, and then there's some green ones on here that I could use. So I thought I would pull those out as possibilities as well. So like I said, I have I think there are 2, 4, 7 different pictures that I want to scrapbook on these 3 layouts. So I am going to get started and see if I can get these done. They're just going to be simple, not a whole lot of flair and fabulous, just reasonably simple layered and embellished layouts. So let's see how this goes. I've got some pictures and stickers. I got some paper, and I have a strong desire to get these last few layouts done. So let's see how it turns out. All right. So the first thing I do is I was about to mat these pictures on this dark brown and decided that I really wanted to lighten up this first picture because it is a little dark. So I put them down on this piece of Adornit paper, and it's like border strips. So I just put them all down there, and I did cut these. They were originally 4x6, and I cut them all just a little. And I mat them down on that border paper with just a very thin border. And then I cut a piece of this dark brown paper just wide enough, I think it's about 6.5 inches, so that the pictures will mat perfectly in the middle. And I did take an ink pad, a brown ink pad, and ink the side that I cut so that the white core of the paper would not stand out so much on the layout. Although the paper I matted on is like a light color, it might not have. I did not want to risk it. So I just took a brown ink pad and inked at the bottom. So this is the paper, the Adornit paper that I am going to use to mat my page. It'll be my base. And it is not thin paper. It's not cardstock, but it will be against cardstock in the back. the layout behind it. So I think that it will be sturdy enough for me not to have to mat it completely on cardstock. But if it does seem to look like it's not standing straight in the layout or in the page protector, then I will mat it again. So I got it laid down right there in the middle of this page, and I'm going to start decorating a diagonal line of baked goodies and baking supplies. So these stickers all come from a Paper Studio sticker collection, and it was just one of the small sets that you get 2 of everything. So I started putting some of them down in the bottom left corner, and then decided that some of them were a little too see-through and I didn't want the polka dots showing through, so I matted them all down on this just scrap white paper and then fussy cut around them. So I get that done, and I do some of it on camera, but most of it I cut out because y'all know how to fussy cut, so you didn't need to see me do all that. And I don't use them all on this layout, but I do use some of them on each of the following layouts. So I get those laid down, and like I said, I made a diagonal line from the left bottom to the right top, and I really love the way that it turned out. There is not any pink in this paper, but I was okay with that. I think that, pink goes with quite a few things, and pink and brown together are a really good combination. So I am perfectly fine with that. So I just add things kind of around in a I don't want them to be matching to where everything is in the same order or is the same distance apart or anything like that. So I get those down, and then I pull these alphas out, and from that same collection I pull this sticker that says Home for the Holidays, and I put that down as well. It's the same color as the title is going to be, and it's a very similar color to the green dot in this background paper. And I just titled this layout Yum. And I think that's really about it for this layout. I do grab my Zig memory pin, and I'm going to write the dates, at least the year, of each of these pictures underneath it. And then this layout is going to be done. I'm going to show you just a few of the close-ups. But like I said, it's super simple. Just a couple layers of different papers and some embellishments and a title. Super easy. And you can do this with pretty much any size picture. You just need to trim a 4x6 picture down a little to have enough room for it to go straight across with a little of that space. So now on to the second layout that I complete. And this is another piece of that Adornit paper. And I'm looking for these gingerbread cookies because that top green stripe on this paper is gingerbread men. And I thought that would be perfect. And then there's candy canes. And on this gingerbread house is candy canes. So I thought it would be very fitting and would work on this layout because this is us preparing and getting ready for Cookie Day. Just some of the prep work that we do. So I mat both pictures on the 6.5 by 4.5 matte stack papers. And they're probably from, they could be from Hobby Lobby. They could be from Target. I usually get my 4.5 by 6.5 in one of those two places. Target.com, not usually. I don't always find it in the store, but I've ordered it from on their website. So I put the gingerbread man down and the gingerbread house down and all the little doodads that are with them, which are these little gumdrops and the little peppermint candy. They aren't sticking very well, so I do go in and add some of my Nuvo glue or double-sided tape, depending on what it is, and get those stuck down. And I love this little gingerbread guy. He has googly eyes. so his little eyes are a little wonky looking right now. He's kind of looking at me cross-eyed. So I get all of that laid down, and I am, when all of this is said and done, and not on camera, I am going to journal in all of the open spaces to the right of the top picture, to the left of the bottom picture, and then below the bottom picture. So I'm going to journal the story of how the Cookie Day extravaganza got started, as much as I can journal on what's left of this paper and in the space. Right now, most everything is down. I've got a few more things to add, but I do kind of another diagonal stripe of embellishments from the bottom left to the top right, and add some things to the corner of the pictures as well. So I am just working on getting all of that done, and I really love the way that this is coming together. It originally was looking a little scattered, but once I got it all down, it seemed much more intentional and together, and not super scattered. I know that you can do like those sticker sneezes, where you just kind of do a plethora of stickers, and that's kind of what this looks like, except there's some intentional looking spaces and not just kind of like a spray of stickers. So I pulled out my I think, let's see, these are Sticko brand 3D embellishments. And I pulled a couple of things off of there to use, the measuring spoons. Oh, maybe that's it, the measuring spoons. And I put those down, and there's not really anything else. I don't want any of these ingredients on there because the Oreo balls and the brownies we're using, I didn't really want to put the other embellishments that I had on there, so I just stuck with what I had already cut out. So I get those on there, and I've got these two little cookie cutters, and decided to mat those on something because they were clear, and I put those down. And then I am I'm matting the whole thing on this dark brown. I trimmed, I don't know if you noticed because it happened really quick, I trimmed the top red stripe off. So I wanted to mat this on this dark brown so it would ground it and also give it some definition. So all that white is on there, but I really wanted to give it that darker background. So that worked out really well, and I like the way that this turned out. And once the journaling is on there, it will look even more complete. And then I'm going to work on the title. And originally I decided to title it Prep. And I like that, but then it just kind of seemed like it needed something else. So I don't have an R. So I take the N and cut the end of the N off to turn it into an R, so that I have everything I need for the word prep. And I only had one P, so I took a D and flipped it upside down. And they are pretty much exactly the same, except there's like a missing little foot. So I get those down, and I'm trying to decide if I want to add more to the title. And I want the letters to be even on the far side over there, so they're not jumbled together, or not at least reasonably evenly spaced. I don't necessarily measure, but I kind of eyeball. My son came in for some candy. Always good timing. So after I get that on there, I decide that prep is not enough, and I have what I need for the word the. So I add that to the top, and I considered putting the word work underneath, but changed my mind because I thought it would look weird going backwards. So I just left it at the prep, because that is exactly what this is. It is the prep work for making Oreo balls and brownies. And my sister and brother-in-law in one of the pictures, the top picture, are in the background, probably preparing for one of the 9 million other things that we are making. So I get that on there, and I'm looking for one more green phrase that I can put down that matches that alpha. And I pull warm wishes because we do give these as gifts, and you know, the kitchen does get quite warm when you got 2 ovens going pretty much nonstop all day long, and the stove for quite a bit of that. I pull a couple of little cookie stickers off of this cookie sticker sheet, and then that is about all for that layout. I'm going to set it aside and then pull it back to put the date on because I completely forgot. I just put the years on there because I like to have that information on there. So here it comes back so that I can put 2018 on the top one, 2021 on the bottom with my white Jelly Roll pen from Michaels. Now, the last page, I am going to use this border strip paper again to mat, and then I also am going to use a thicker border strip as the it's not the base because I do put it on that dark brown paper as well, but it's a base page. It's for the pictures to be matted on. So I get that on there, and I want it to be mostly down at the bottom because I want to put the title up at the top, but not completely at the bottom. I wanted to leave a little bit of that dark brown at the bottom just so I can bring the top and the bottom together. So I get that down, and I have my pictures matted on brown and then on that striped paper, and another striped paper is going to disappear into this white border strip paper. So I had considered inking the sides of my pictures, but instead decided that I would put a wonky background layer of paper behind the 2 pictures. And I lay it down to see if I like it, and I do. So I get a piece of double-sided tape and put it down to keep them all in place. And I don't put it all around because A, it's going to take time and I don't want to do that on camera. And B, if I decide to tuck anything, which I do actually tuck a few things, then I decide that I'm just going to leave it that way for now until all is said and done. And I will go back and put some double-sided tape on it when I'm done. So I get that down where I want them. And I really like that you can see every layer or every strip of the border. The strip of joy at the top where it's got all the Christmassy words in the next level. There's some snowflakes, some reindeers, and then at the bottom you can see where it says Merry Christmas. So I like that you can see all of that. And I start adding some embellishments. Put the bowl up there and a little cupcake in the bottom corner. I put a little spice container on the top corner over on the right, and a little oven mitt on the bottom of the right picture. And I put that spice thing up there because we do put sprinkles on all of our Oreo balls so you can determine what kind they are, because like this year we made 9 different varieties of Oreo ball. So we sprinkle them with different colors, and I felt like that container looked like a sprinkles container. So I start with the title up there at the top. Now in person you can see where it says Oreo balls perfectly fine. On camera I can tell that it is a little harder to see, but it is a much lighter green than it looks like. So it stands out perfectly fine, and it says Oreo balls, and I put that little plate in the middle with some Oreo cookies on it, and I love that, and put the milk on either side. It is not exactly centered, and I'm okay with that because I am a wonky kind of person. So I pull out my Tim Holtz Small Talk, and I'm going to have to get another one of these because I use them so often. The first one I put down says, do what you love, and I specifically put it there because it said Christmas Eve tradition, and we do not do this on Christmas Eve. We do it early in December so we can hand out goodies before everybody else has goodies, so that you're not burnt out on goodies by the time that you get our stuff. So I covered that up, and then I added an All You Need Is Love above the picture of my best friend and the Oreo balls. And the other one says creativity takes courage, because we are very creative with our Oreo ball flavors. The ones in these pictures on the right are Superhero, which is like a Fruity Pebbles. We made gluten-free and all sorts of crazy stuff. So that is the end of that one. And I'm going to show the other ones. And I hope you all have enjoyed this. And I hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping!